One of the world's most famous road trips, the Amalfi Drive is also arguably the most beautiful 48 kilometers of coastline in Italy, and certainly high on the list of Italy's top tourist attractions. Carved into cliffs that are already cut by deep ravines, the road clings high above the Tyrrhenian Sea in a series of breathtaking views and curves bounded by almost vertical mountains rising on one side and long vertical drops on the other. Plan your travels along this spectacular drive with this handy visitor's guide to the top attractions of the Amalfi Coast. 10. Positano. This westernmost town along the Amalfi Coast has clearly been discovered, as you can tell by the chic fashions and yacht-tanned people wearing them. Apart from the 13th century church of Santa Maria Assunta, with its dome of Majolica tiles and Byzantine icon of a Black Madonna, brought here by pirates, according to legend, the only things to see are the narrow lanes near the port and possibly celebs sitting in the cafes. There are more things to do at the beach, the Marina Grande, where you can rent rowboats, paddleboats, sailboats, zodiacs, and motorboats, or sign on for a cruise along the coast to Capri. But the chief appeal of Positano's Marina Grande is the possibility of spotting a celeb or two. 9. Grotta dello Smeraldo, Emerald Cave. Close to the village of Conca dei Marini, stairs and an elevator descend to a marine cave. You may wonder how a sea cave came to have stalactites, but this one wasn't always at sea level. The cave was formed higher, but the region's volcanic activity, you're not all that far from Vesuvius here, changed the sea and ground levels and put the cave where the sea could wash in. Like the Blue Grotto in Capri, sunlight shining through the water causes it to look as though it were lit from within, in this case in an emerald green glow. The water is so clear that it is possible to see through to the bottom. Boats wait at the cave entrance to take you inside, or you can take a boat to the cave from the beach in Amalfi, about a 15-minute ride. 8. Amalfi. Amalfi's vertiginous streets, belvederes, cascading flowers, and ever-changing views of the blue sea below make Amalfi one of Italy's most delightful places to visit. Almost as trendy as Positano's, Amalfi's Marina Grande has its share of glam, but the 200 meters of sand has free area at each end for those who don't want to fork out for a space with the smart set. Like Positano's, this Marina Grande will be crowded. Amalfi's cathedral, Duomo di Sant'Andrea, rises majestically at the top of a long staircase. Nearly everything in Amalfi is reached by stairs. Climb the stairs to see the magnificent bronze doors. Continue up the hill to see the fascinating Museo della Carta, where you can learn about Amalfi's centuries-old paper-making industry and make your own paper using medieval methods. This is one of the favorite things to do in Amalfi with children. 7. Ravello. From Atrani, just east of Amalfi, a winding road climbs through orange groves to Ravello, an old town in a superb site overlooking the sea from the brink of the deep Valle del Dragone, Valley of Dragons. The lush gardens, which once surrounded its villas, are now parks, each one with a better viewpoint than the last. In the center of the town is the Romanesque Cathedral of San Pantaleone, begun in 1086 and remodeled in Baroque style, and like the churches in Amalfi and Atrani, its bronze doors were cast in Constantinople. Inside are two outstanding marble pulpits, both intricately inlaid. You can walk back down to Amalfi on the Sentiero Atrani, a long steep set of steps that wind through lemon groves and past breathtaking views. 6. Villa Rufolo. The gray stone tower opposite the cathedral is the gate to a villa whose gardens and terrace views inspired Wagner's Magic Garden of Klingsor in Parsifal. The villa began in the 13th century as a fortified manor house/farm and continued to grow with successive generations until it was reputed to have more than 300 rooms. The oldest part remaining is the 30-meter stone watchtower. Most of the buildings are now in ruins, which are incorporated as garden features. Restored portions are used for art exhibits, and the grounds are the scene of concerts and an outstanding summer music festival with world-renowned performers and orchestras. 5. Villa Simbrone Gardens. Past the Church of San Francesco, which has a Romanesque cloister, and the Church of Santa Chiara, you'll find Villa Simbrone. An avenue runs through its beautiful park to the Belvedere Simbrone, with incomparable views of the Amalfi Coast. Stray from this promenade to find flower gardens tucked behind walls and a wide-ranging collection of bits and pieces, statues, fountains, columns, temples, wellheads, and architectural elements that were brought here from ruins in this area and beyond. 4. Find the best beach. With more than a dozen popular beaches and more hidden in coves that are only accessed by boat, the Amalfi Coast has a wide variety of places to swim and sun. Take advantage of this abundance of riches by finding the beach that's right for you. If you want to go for the glam, choose the Marina Grande at Positano. Celeb spotting is a favorite pastime here, and you'll feel right at home in that new designer bathing suit. Because of the coast's orientation and irregularities, most beaches only get morning sun. For scenery while you sun, head for Urchi Beach, under a pretty fishing village with a medieval tower. 3. Vallone del Ferriere. For a break from beaches, one of the unique things to do in the Amalfi Coast is to hike through the deep valley named for the medieval foundries. The trail begins inland in Pont 1, off the road to Ravello, and ends 6 kilometers later in Amalfi. As you approach the town, you'll pass water mills that once powered Amalfi's paper-making industry. The trail is quite easy, descending through forests of chestnuts and past stands of rare ferns, alongside a stream that drops in several waterfalls. The steep ridges at each side protect the valley from the worst winter winds and from the intense summer heat, creating a temperate and humid microclimate where rare plants flourish, some dating from the pre-glacial era. The central part of the trail runs through a protected nature reserve. 2. Salerno. At the eastern end of the Amalfi Peninsula, where the hills drop steeply into the Gulf of Salerno, is the site of Salerno. Salerno became the seat of the fascist government during World War II. Built about 1080 and restored in 1768 and again after 1945, the Cathedral of San Matteo houses the remains of the evangelist Matthew, brought here from Paestum, and one of Italy's most important holy relics. Saint Matthew is pictured in a mosaic above the doorway. The magnificent bronze doors were made in Constantinople in 1099. 1. Walking the Sentiero degli Dei. Another way to see this coast, and the best for those in good physical condition who have the time, is on foot or a combination of walking and bus travel. Walking paths, stone stairways, and ancient mule paths wind along the coast, and you'll walk through forests, lemon groves, wildflowers, and tiny villages, with almost constant sea views. At any point, you can stop to take pictures, eat a picnic, or just absorb the view. The most beautiful section of trail, and that's a tall order here, is the Sentiero degli Dei, footpath of the gods, on the western end from Positano.